Hi, I'm Surabhi. So today our topic for this presentation is how PIC can use FoodWatch as a tool to improve food safety. So FoodWatch means it's a digital platform managed by Dubai municipality. In this we can connect all the food establishment and the service providers. And also this allow municipality and business to exchange data. So we can say it's a tool for digitalizing food safety. Okay. So normally, if you cook the food and check the temperature, what we will do? We will record that in the checklist. In same way, we can record all our processes from receiving till serving. All our process we can record in this FoodWatch application. Okay. So once you create the FoodWatch account, then you will get a username and password. By using that username and password, you can log into your FoodWatch account. So if you log into your FoodWatch account, so I will show you that first. So once you log in your FoodWatch account, so this is the landing page of PIC's FoodWatch account. By using this FoodWatch account, we can do 4 types of inspection: startup inspection, process check, equipment check, and vehicle check. For that, first you have to click this icon, this menu. Then under that you can see the inspection. So under inspection you can see 4 types of inspection: startup inspection, process check, equipment check, vehicle check. I am going to explain you more about process check. So, if I click the process check, then another window will come and we will reach to another landing page. Here you can see all process we have in our kitchen. So you can see all the process from receiving till serving in here. Okay. So all this process will not be there in your operation. Sometimes if you are cooking burger, there will be cooking step. But you have only vegetable salad in your kitchen, there will be no cooking steps. In case of sushi, there will be acidification steps. So all these steps will be there in your process depending upon your operation. So you don't want to record all this process check. But at the operation you have in your company that you have to record. Okay. So at least one time you record this process check. Then near to that process you can see the one star icon. So that star icon, that is indicating that process is applicable to your operation. Here near to that storage process you can see star icon on my FoodWatch account, that is showing storage is applicable to my operation. Okay, so we can record all our processes from receiving till serving. All the process we can record in this FoodWatch application. First I will show receiving step. So if you receive any food item, first you have to record that in the FoodWatch application. For that, first click this receiving, then you will reach to another page. Here first you have to select the sub process. So you are receiving the chilled item. Chilled will be your sub process. If it is a frozen item, frozen will be your sub process, like that. Here I am going to explain you the receiving of some chilled product. So I will select the sub process as chilled. Okay. Then I have to add food item. So I can't type the name of that food here. I have to select it from the drop down list. To get it in my drop down list, first I have to add all my food item in my add food list. Then automatically it will get in my drop down list. So I already add my food item in my add food list. So I am going to select my food item from my drop down list. For example, tofu. So I selected it from my drop down list. Now I want to add the receiving temperature. Once you receive the food, you have to check the temperature. So that receiving temperature I have to add here. Before that you can see here target receiving temperature. So target receiving temperature means according to food code, as per food code, if you receive the food item, you have to receive the chilled food item below 5 degrees. So that is your target receiving temperature. So first you have to lock your target receiving temperature. To lock that target receiving temperature, just click on this lock icon. Once you click the lock icon, then another pop-up message will come. To set the target limit for this process, enter the value in number and lock it. So you can add the number, then by clicking on the lock icon, you can lock your target receiving temperature. Only one time you have to lock this target receiving temperature. Other time, if you open this process, automatically it will show here. Okay, I already locked my target receiving temperature for chilled item is below 5. That's why it's showing here. Now, I check the temperature of tofu and it's showing 3 degrees Celsius. So actual receiving temperature for that product is 3 degrees. So I'm going to add that actual receiving temperature as 3 degrees. Okay. Now next is transfer time. Once I receive the food, according to food code, I have to transport that into the proper storage within 15 minutes. For this, the target transfer time for this is 15 minutes. So first I have to lock it. Only one time I have to lock it. Then automatically, next time if you open the process, automatically it will show here. Here it's showing 15 minutes as the target transfer time here because I already locked it. Now, once I receive the food, I transport it to the proper storage within 10 minutes. So my actual transfer time is 10 minutes. So I am typing this as 10 minutes. Okay. Here you can see that I received the chilled item and the temperature of the product is 3 degrees and I transported it to the proper storage within 10 minutes. So the process is under control. So I will select the compliance status as acceptable. Then by clicking on that submit button, I can save this process. Okay. So here when for example, I check the temperature of product and it's showing 12 degrees. So that I have to report in that food watch. So in that case, I will select the temperature as 12 degree, actual receiving temperature 12 degree. Then I notice some more issue like hygiene condition of vehicle is not proper. So I want to report that also. How I can add that issue in this food watch? By clicking on this other icon. If you click on this other icon, then you can add all your remark here like hygiene condition of vehicle is not good. So in this process, the process complaint status, we cannot select it as acceptable because the process is not under control. Critical limit is reached. So I have to select conditionally acceptable or not acceptable. Okay. Here, conditionally acceptable means minor non-conformity. Not acceptable means major non-conformity. Here the temperature is 12 degrees and some more issues like hygiene condition of vehicle is not proper. So I am selecting it as not acceptable. So if I select anything other than acceptable, other window will come like corrective action. Then I have to record the corrective action also. So if I am typing my corrective action, if I want to report this issue to any of my PIC, I can report that issue. Or if I want to report this issue to the PIC of my food supplier, I can report that also. For that, you can select this icon. Here I am going to report this issue to one of my another PIC. So I selected that. Then I can select the name of my PIC from this drop down list. In this case, I am going to report this issue to one of my technical experts. So I have selected his name. Then I will put my corrective action. Here I am going to do corrective action as supplier audit. I want to do supplier audit. So that will be my remark. Conduct supplier audit. Okay. Conduct supplier audit. So here, once I submit this process, then this process will go to the pending action list of that PIC who I reported this issue. Okay. So same like that, we can do the receiving process here. Now, next we are going to discuss another process, that is storage. So once I open the storage, then it will open another menu. In this, you have to select first sub-process. Here I am selecting the sub-process as frozen. I am going to I am going to record the process check for the frozen storage item. So I select the sub-process as frozen. Then I have to select the food item from the drop-down list. Here you can see -18, temperature -18, it's automatically showing because already I locked my target temperature for the frozen storage as -18. That's why it's showing automatically. And I checked the frozen storage and it's showing -19. Okay, it's showing -19. So I put my actual temperature as -19. Then time means at what time I am checking this process, that automatically record here. Then here the complaint status I am selecting as acceptable. Then if there any issue, you can select conditionally acceptable or not acceptable. If I select acceptable and I submit it, then this process that will save into the history of my pending action. Sorry, history of my process check. Okay. Now I am going to explain next process, that is disinfection. If I select the process disinfection, then it will open another page. Here I have to select the sub process. For disinfection, we can do the disinfection for fruits, vegetable and leafy vegetable. So here the sub process are fruits, vegetable and leafy vegetable. Here I will select it as vegetables. I will select the sub process as vegetable. Then I have to select the food item from the drop down list. Then here for this disinfection, we have two monitoring fields, concentration and contact time. Efficiency of that disinfection, that will depend upon the concentration and contact time of that disinfectant. These details, what is the concentration of that chemical, what is the contact time of that chemical, all these details we will get it from the chemical supplier. So I have one chemical, I have one disinfectant for disinfecting this vegetable. According to my chemical supplier instruction, concentration of that chemical is 60 to 80 ppm. So I will put my target concentration as 80 ppm. Okay. Then contact time, according to my chemical supplier, contact time for that chemical is 120 seconds. So I will put the target contact time is 120 seconds. Here, then I check the concentration of my chemical, that is showing 80 ppm, and the contact time, I provide contact time for 120 seconds. So here the process is under control. So I will select the compliance status as acceptable. Then by clicking the submit button, I can save this process. Next, we are going to discuss another process, defrosting. So, if I select the process defrosting, then automatically it will open another page. Here I have to select the sub-process. For defrosting, we have two sub-processes, start and end. When you start the process, defrosting, when you start this defrosting, you have to select the sub-process, start, then select the food item from the drop-down list. Then you have to add the temperature. At the temperature of product at the start time of defrosting, then start time, that automatically it will record in this food watch, we cannot edit that. Then select the complaint status as acceptable or not acceptable. Here you cannot see, acceptable and conditionally acceptable. Here you cannot see not acceptable. Okay, like that we can record this defrosting process, and once you complete this defrosting process, then you have to select the sub-processes and then you have to record the temperature and time automatically record, then you can select the complaint status and you can save it. Next we are going to discuss another process, that is cooking, heat process. So I will select the heat process. Under heat processing, we have 8 sub-processes like cooking, reheating, pasteurization, sterilization, canning, baking, sous vide, smoking, like different sub-processes are there. So here I am selecting the sub-processes cooking. Then I have to select the food item from drop-down list. Then here you can see already I put my target temperature. According to food code, if you are cooking the food, core temperature of the food should be minimum 75 degrees Celsius for 30 seconds. So already I recorded that value here. I already put the target temperature as 75 degrees Celsius for 30 seconds. So that's why you can see here. Now I check the temperature and it's showing 60 degrees. Actual cooking temperature, actual temperature of that product is showing 60 degrees. So I will write that actual temperature as 60. In this case, the process is not under control. I cannot select the complaint status as acceptable. Here I am selecting conditionally acceptable. If I select anything other than acceptable, another window will come. In that, if I want to report any of my PSC, I can report. But in this case, after some time, I am going to check this issue. So I don't want to report anyone. Then I will put my corrective action. That means my corrective action is continue the cooking. That is my corrective action. And once I click this submit button, then this process that will save into the pending action list of my food watch account, because I didn't inform any of my PSC. So it will automatically come into the pending action list of my food watch account. Okay. Same like we can do the cooking process. Next. Now we are going to discuss next process, that is cooling. Okay. Once you open the cooling, then for cooling we have two sub-process like start and end. If you start the cooling process, select the sub-process as start, then select the food item and add the temperature of that food, the time, start time, that automatically record in this food watch, and complaint status, you can select it acceptable, and if there is an issue, not acceptable like that. Then once you end the process, also you have to do same like that. So if you are doing the cooling process by blast filling, blast chiller, you have to make sure that you do the cooling process within 90 minutes from the start to end. And if you do use the ice bar technique, you have to make sure that you cool down your product from 60 to 20 minutes within 60 to 20 degrees Celsius within 2 hours, 20 to 5 degrees Celsius within 4 hours. Okay, like that you can have your cooling process. Next, now we are going to discuss hot holding also. Last process, hot holding. So if I select the hot holding, then here I can get the sub processes cold, hot or ambient. I'm going to explain you hot holding. So I'm selecting the sub process hot holding. Then I have to select the food item and temperature. Temperature. According to food code, you have to keep the hot food in hot holding above 60. So I already put my target value for that as 60 degree. That's why it's showing here, and I check the temperature of that food, it's showing 68. And holding time max, I kept it for 2 hours. So I keep that holding time, I will put at 2 hours. I want to record that in minutes, so 2 hours means 120 minutes. So here the process is under control. So I will select the compliance status as acceptable. Okay, then if there is any issue, then you can select not acceptable or conditionally acceptable. Like this, you can do all this process in your food watch account. Okay, thank you.